started 3-4 mines, there also still we feel like there is a Gare Palma 3 mine which is there. We are stuck up at a capacity of about 4 million ton. We cannot increase it to PRC just because there is railway siding is yet to reach to the near to the mine. Railway siding spur has been developed, but the connectivity to that spur is not there. The road could not reach to that siding. So this thing happens. Then another mine is of Talavira mine, which is in Orissa, which we had developed. Last year we had done about 12 million ton of dispatch, but it is a road bridging of 18 kilometer. But we are now stuck up over that. Even though the mining capacity is there, we can go to the 15, 18, 20 million tons the ramp up, but without having the siding within the mining area, it is not possible. There that scope is in the with NLC it is there. So government is building a railway line and they are building, so naturally it is taking their own time. So crux of the matter is that dispatch is very very critical, and we cannot really achieve the full potential of the mining business unless and until we have the all the railway lines. Basically the railway line is a must, because road is not, we cannot do more than 2 or 3 million ton of the road dispatch from the single location. Now at the same time dispatch, what Adani is doing that, because we are really targeting this, right? Last year we are produced about 30 million tons of coal, and we have a target by 2030 we should reach to 150 million tons of coal. The ramp up is happening and we are sure we'll achieve that. But once we go near to that target, the most important thing is that how we are going to manage actually. Was 20 mines, 150 million tons of the coal to be dispatched and the produce. So there comes the technology. And as Sir has rightly said that in development phase also, although the Ministry of Coal gives us a sufficient time for the exploration, drilling, mine planning, but now the technology is so important is that without the technology, if you really try to achieve those timeline, it is quite difficult. Like exploration, from that day, that was our first instance where we had used that technology. 2D seismic survey we used. Now we had made it a practice that each and every mine, any greenfield mine, underground mine, first we will carry out that study, 2D seismic study. That will give us the exact location where the seams are there, and accordingly we can optimize our drill plan. So we can do the less number of drilling and try to complete the GR within the given time period. So that is a learning which we had actually over there. So that kind of technology we are trying to develop a Talavira mine end-to-end digital mine. There we are already taken up a project where we are going to do the entire process right from the exploration till the dispatch on the digital system. So that job we had given it to the consultant, they are working on and we had started implementation, and then we'll replicate that to all our other mines. Like the government aim is that to increase the production from UG mines, and we also believe that that is also one of, because India has really never reached to that potential in terms of the UG mine, we feel that. And right now, considering the environment aspects and the R&R issues which are there in the country, one must consider the UG mines and try to, while bidding itself, one should be very clear how he can approach. And government has really done a very good job by providing a lot of mining auctions, and they also give you the opportunity that you explore, mine is not viable, you can surrender those mines. There will be some sunk cost, but still there is a possibility that you can try, win those mines and then see and develop those mines. So we started working on that. Out of the 14 commercial mines, we are having 7 underground mines are there. And all are greenfield. Luckily, yesterday night only we got forest stage 2 clearance for one of our mine in Nagpur. 2 million ton mine, long wall it is there. Gradient is 23 degree. So I went to China, I had seen the technology in that gradient, how long wall can be deployed. So we are trying to take those risks actually, because unless and until those risks, technical innovation is not done, I think it is very difficult for us to then reach to that stage and to ensure that we can have that kind of production. So with this, I think we are on the right track. And production, surely I feel whatever the 2030 targets are there, it will be met. But the major concern will always remain that how the coal will get evacuated. Although the railways is doing lot of expansion, second line, third line, everything is happening. But the timing for that, I am really having that apprehension how the timing will match with the coal block expansion. There are certain critical factors are there, like the culture, external corridor, internal corridor. For last 10 years, it is happening actually. So we are not bidding in Talcher area very consciously. Not because the coal blocks are not good. It is because evacuation is not there. So the people who are also bidding also, they are also very conscious about this fact. Means they are giving the equal weightage for the evacuation as a major risk factor. Not only the mining. Because mining, everybody knows that mining in India, it's in technology is there, people are there, it can be easily done. So with this, I think I had given the enough thought for the discussions.
Thank you for that wonderful perspective from the largest player in the private sector as far as mining is concerned. 2 points which you made are really worth noting. First, it is heartening to note that Adanis are also getting into underground mining. And once they get in, they will not get into in a small way. They'll definitely do it in a big way. So we look forward to that, which may make the 100 million ton target possible. I mean, that is the thing that we come to know. Evacuation has been always a problem. I mean, always I think evacuation facilities lagged behind the production capability. We have for a very long time faced this in North Karanpura area. The potential was huge, but the mines couldn't come up. Now things are getting better. The last mile connectivity has been a problem. But I think over a period of time, the focus is now much more. I mean, we languished for, I think, over a decade on those Tori-Shipur lines and all those lines. They were never coming up. But now things are better. So hopefully, as you produce more, you should be able to evacuate. Evacuation will not remain a major challenge after maybe 5-6 years. So since the panelists have completed the first round, before opening up for questions, let me take some time out here. I have nothing to do with the agenda here because I have not seen the agenda earlier. And Mr. Kumar has graciously told me to speak whatever I feel like. And Mr. Mandal said that I can also talk about the Arjikor incident, but that I don't want to do that. That is not mining, certainly not. So basically, you see, if you look at least from Coal India's perspective, I'm not sure how far this problem is also there in the private sector, private miners. A major problem that continues and no solution has been found yet is the coal quality. Now, I am now actually slightly on the other side because I happen to be, in fact, I used to be the director on the board of HPL, but now I'm on the board of 2 of the subsidiaries of HPL. I prompted them, they were using naphtha-based power. I prompted them to go for a coal-based power unit, which they did. But when they use imported coal, they started with imported coal. I also compelled them to go for domestic coal because of 2 reasons. One is the price difference. And second, in case of imported coal, particularly from Indonesia, there is a problem with the quality of ash, that ash cannot be disposed of. The color, texture, etc., there are problems. Whereas Indian coal, the ash coming from Indian coal has a market. So because of these 2 things. But the only problem that keeps on coming up is when coal of grade 10 is being delivered, it always comes to grade 12. When I check with Coal India, the information that I get is, Naisar, actually 65 to 70% conforms to the grade. If 65 to 70% conforms to the grade and a consumer using something like 600,000 tons of coal, they face a grade slippage in every rake, in every case. How can that be consistent to each other? So I think quality is a problem which we have been hearing for a long time. And perhaps now there is a situation we have reconciled to it. Fact remains that Coal India as a Maharatna company has an obligation. It has to actually conform to the grade to the extent of 95%. Then only it is an international class coal company. But how do we get there? The only way to get there, because it is all open cast, hardly anything is underground. Only way to get there is to go for intensive coal washing. That is the only way. And we are stunned at the kind of reluctance, both from the producer side, also from the consumer side. The consumer will make all kinds of complaints on coal quality, sometimes become proactive enough to approach the Competition Commission of India for damages, but they will not say that we want only washed coal. This is something that I have never been able to understand. We still remember long before, sometime in 2007, we took a call that Coal India will settle a date, will fix a date after which no unwashed coal will be delivered. This was the decision taken, and the decision was blessed by none other than the Prime Minister of the country, because that time Prime Minister was the coal minister and the minutes, etc., all went to him. Went into the PMO, it was stamped, sealed, signed and delivered from the PMO. That's the reason we took the step of identifying 20 washeries at that time with a capacity of 110 or 111 million tons initially as a first step in that direction. This was the thing that excited the investors in the IPO. And this was one of the major reasons why the IPO was a resounding success, because they found in this particular move a possibility of price convergence between the domestic coal price and the imported coal price. Because we clearly said that unless the coal quality improves, we will not be able to get that kind of price. But somewhere down the line, the whole thing seems to have got derailed. Now, how important is this? The importance is not only customer satisfaction. Of course, that is a very important thing. The customer should be satisfied. And that is not happening. If you check with the customers, particularly in power sector is slightly better because there is a joint sampling and analysis. If there is grade 12 instead of the declared grade is 10 and finally you get 12, there is a system of adjusting the price. But price is not all. The quality has to match the grade that you are supplying. I mean, you must be able to conform to the quality. That is not happening, and not much of effort is also happening. Initially, when we were speaking about washeries, there was a talk that coal is lost, energy is lost in the form of rejects. Well, that was not a completely irrelevant point. Yes, the rejects were, the thing was high, but now we have got the best of technologies. In fact, the latest washery that has been implemented in Mahanadi coalfields, there the rejects have so little calorific value that's only good for landfilling. It cannot be put to any constructive use or any use for power generation, etc. So let us multiply that technology and use it in a big way. It is power efficient, it is water efficient. The one point I've been trying to think about why it is really not happening. So one of the handicaps I find is basically inbuilt into the pricing system. The pricing system